Good morning everybody, Calm Biker here, out on the bike for the first time in over 2 months. Since I learnt to ride, I've never gone anywhere near as long as that unless I've had broken bones. But finally managed to get out. I'm in a weird work situation where 1 week in 3 I'm on call 24/7, so I can't really go anywhere. Then winter comes along, and then salt on the roads, and we've had storm after storm. Yesterday we had hail, so I guess they got the salt on the roads right in a way, although I'd rather they didn't do it. But I've been trying to avoid getting the bike salty. But I've just kind of given up. I've had enough. I can't cope with being off the bike this long. But I've got to get out. So it might be that I have to do quite a bit of washing of bike afterwards. But at least I'll get my motorcycling fix. And I have absolutely doused the thing in ACF50 as well. I've about a pint and a half. I think no, it can't be a pint, can it? 900 and something millilitres it comes in a bottle. So that's probably 2 pints, isn't it? It's probably an American quart or something. But anyway, I've got lots of ACF50, so I thought I might as well use a bit of it. And I intend to use a lot more, and then I'm going to try out that other stuff, that XCP I think they call it, which I'm told is better than ACF50 at preventing rust, whilst also sticking to the bike better, but not sticking other things to the bike. That's one of the problems with ACF50. It might be protecting your bike, but every last piece of crud sticks to it, and it all looks greasy. I've got to give that a try. Anyway, I'm wittering on. I'm trying out something new today. You might be able to see it on the camera, I'm not sure. If you can see it, it's about there. I've got my GoPro on. This is the first time I've tried the GoPro out. I haven't got it connected to the microphone as yet, so I thought I'm going to record a vlog. And one thing about vlogging, the microphone is always the hardest part to get right. But that said, I am a complete amateur when it comes to GoPro. I don't know anything about them. I've always avoided them, always gone with drift, but I'm fed up with drift now, so I thought I'd try this out instead. But I'm recording on the drift for now because I don't know about the sound, and I also don't know about the angle of this camera on the GoPro. The GoPro is now recording. If the well, tell you what, whether it is or not, as long as it is actually recording, whether the angle and the quality is right or not, I'll merge in a clip from the GoPro so you can see where I'm at with it. I've done nothing with it. As I say, complete amateur when it comes to the Pro of Go. So far, I've picked a resolution of 2.7K, and I've set my frame rate to 60, I think. Basically matching the drone at the moment. And I'll probably fiddle about with that in the future, once I've learned how it works. I've looked for settings. I'm struggling. I can't seem to find out how to choose which microphone you want to use when you've got the media mod on the camera. I can't seem to work out where horizon leveling is. I'm really struggling, but I have found a half-hour long video from Air Photography, beginner's guide to the GoPro, so I'm going to give that a watch, see how I get on with it. And any tips you have, GoPro users, especially anyone using the GoPro HERO Black 10, the camera of many, many long names, if you've got any tips, please let me know. I'd love to hear them. Especially any tips about battery life. I charged the battery up when I first got the camera, and then I switched it on the other day to upgrade the firmware, and the battery was down to about 70% despite never having been switched on again. Now I've fiddled about with it a bit and I realised it was on Wi-Fi, so I've turned off all of the Wi-Fi magic, recharged it about maybe 3 days ago, and turned it back on this morning before I came out for this ride. 80% left. So I don't know where that 20% has gone. So if you've got any tips that can help me work out why the GoPro would lose 20% of its battery in 3 days whilst switched off, I'd love to know. I'm slightly slightly worried, I have to say. I've seen a lot of people slagging off the GoPro 10, and I've seen people saying that it's massively improved by the new firmware, which I say I have installed, so I'm hoping that any teething troubles were exactly that, and now all the teeth are in place. But yeah, I do have some worries. I do have some worries particularly around battery life. So I'm working out what to do with that. Again, any tips will be appreciated. I've seen that there is an Enduro battery or something, but I've noticed it's the same amount of milliamp hours. So the same overall potential for longevity, you would imagine, but obviously they've done some magic, I guess, to stop problematic discharge rather than to actually increase the charging level. As I say, it's the same numbers. So maybe there just is a problem with these batteries. But the batteries are ludicrously expensive. I thought the drift batteries were pricey when I bought some of them, but this is a whole new level. I saw they were $20 in America and £25 in the UK, which I think at the current exchange rate is about $30. Or I can get Chinese copy batteries, 3 for 30 quid with a charger. So I'm wondering whether that's a good idea. I've seen people testing the ones I've been looking at, Telecine or Telecine or something, and also another brand that I forget the name of, with a V in it, who've had various results from their GoPro 10s in both cases in testing, lasting about an hour and a half at the settings they were using, and the Chinese copy batteries, instead of being an hour and a half, were about an hour and 15 to an hour and 25, which is a little bit less, but it's not that much less. It's a lot less than the drift, I have to say. I used to get a good 3 hours out of the drift, 2 3/4 hours out of the Chinese clone batteries. I don't know whether to invest in a big pocket of batteries like I did with the drift, or does it work well, the camera, plugged into a power bank? Again, GoPro 10 users, love to hear your thoughts. Power bank in the pocket perhaps with a wire. Though I have to say, I'm not convinced by wires hanging off the helmet so much. To try setting up the angle and everything and making sure I could get the microphone in the back of the GoPro, I've had the microphone, I took the tape off that was holding it flat to the helmet, and now it keeps poking me in the neck, and it's quite unpleasant. But I'm sure I could rig something up to work with an external battery bank. I think the battery size on the GoPro is something like 1,700 and something milliamp hours. So I guess if I get a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, I'm going to get 5 or 6 times the length out of the camera, the recording duration. If it is an hour and a half off a battery, you know, that could get me to 9 hours, which for one of my days out is almost enough. For an attempt at an iron butt challenge, probably need 3 power banks, wouldn't I? As I say, anyway, any tips you could share with me, I'd love to hear. Any ideas on the best recording settings? As I say, I've just randomly chosen one to match the drone, so that if I was to come out with a drone, too windy today for the drone, but if I was, then it'd be kind of matching it. I've not chosen any colour profiles, I've just gone with whatever the camera comes with as default. So this could be in full clown mode for all I know. So the picture quality, don't judge me too harshly if I've merged in a lot of the footage. I just hope it's better than the drift. All I want out of this is something that gives me nice pictures ideally stabilised. Not sure if I'll use horizon levelling or not. But it's a step up from the drift, and hopefully a little bit more reliable than the drift has become recently. I will say one thing about the GoPro. If you're going to buy one, I won't give any tips out yet on buying one, other than I wouldn't bother with the memory card that GoPro sell you if you want one. I thought, I'll buy a kit, I'll get it all at once, it's nice and easy. And the memory card they sent me looks like a decent memory card, but every time I plug it in, the camera complains that it's slow and some features might not work. Not too good from the company themselves, that is it. Anyway, I'd love to hear your feedback on this one. Treat me as a complete amateur. I might have been doing this a long time, but I've never used a Pro of Go before. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon. As a quick addendum, I thought I would just pull over into this side street, pull the microphone out of the back of the drift, put it into the back of the GoPro, and then this is the bit that fills you with the most dread when you're trying to record audio on a bike in a motorbike helmet. How will it cope? Will it be microphone in the wrong place? Will it be too loud? Will it be clipping? As I say, it's probably the hardest part of getting a motovlog setup working is the audio. I suspect it's always a kind of second thought on the camera on these kind of things, because many people are just, well, you look at all the advertising, it's always somebody on a snowboard and a water thing. What do you call them? Surfboard. With usually music rather than speaking. Hey ho, wish me luck. Fingers would be crossed, but can't really cross them in this glove. Let's see. Alrighty, time for the 60 miles per hour test. Off we go. Fingers crossed. 60 miles an hour coming up with the visor closed. There it is, there's 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with the visor open one notch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fingers crossed.